I like portraying something good. God, country, family. That's the way we roll around here. My name is Bennett Breen. I'm from Belcourt, North Dakota. I'm Turtle Mountain Chippewa Métis artist. I make 2- and 3-dimensional artworks. I like to live honorably. That's the way I was raised. Parents are both French and Indian. Grandparents on both sides, French and Indian. My oldest brother started drawing one time. When he was 8 years old, I was 6. I seen him drawing tanks and boats and soldiers and whatever, so I thought that was cooler than heck. I was just blown away by what you could do with a pencil. When I was in boarding school at St. Joseph's Indian Boarding School in Chamberlain, I seen Oscar Howe's work, and that's when I kind of kicked into the native subject matter. I went to school in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I took 3 firsts in 3 shows I entered. Taos, the Heard Museum in Phoenix, and then one in Santa Fe. Stan Johnson was the instructor at UND, and that was his last year, 83, 84 school year, and that was when I took my first sculpture classes. One of the assignments was to do something small, medium, and life-size, and I did a small stone sculpture. I only did the small one for the 3 projects in the first semester. And then the second semester, I took sculpture 2, and he asked what I wanted to do this time, and I said, geez, I'd like to do a life-size sculpture. He says, what you gonna make? I says, I don't know, maybe a buffalo? He says, well, what you can make it out of? I says, geez, I don't know. He says, do you ever weld? I said, no. He says, can you learn? I said, yeah. And that's when I got that big, wow, man, this is just so amazing. I like abstract and I like realism. So I try to get the 2 together. Rebar, you're doing something different, more like a 3-dimensional thing. That rebar is like a pencil line in space. You can bend it by hand, you can cut it with a bolt cutter by hand, you don't need no power, nothing. And then it's the cheapest stuff you could get, really, the cheapest metal. I'm working on another Fighting Sioux sculpture. This is my second one. The first one I did in 2015. That's at Ingolstadt Arena by Ingolstadt's Box. I hadn't done a face in a while, and this one's going a little different. It's going a little faster, actually. It's challenging. You really have to use your brain. I did the profile first. I copied the profile off my design just right. You start that way first. You always do the research if you could. The first one was the bison on the Capitol, then the horse on the Capitol, and then the sharp-tailed grouse, a piece in the Federal Building, that's 4 in Bismarck, and then I got 2 in Wahpeton, 3 in Grand Forks, 1 in Crookston, 4 around Belcourt. So I'm pretty much just a North Dakota guy. They're different, but they're all kind of like the same in a way because you put all of yourself into each one. I like doing something that'll bring some good thoughts or memory, like an eagle. For the native, he was like the messenger, brought your prayers to God. The Great Spirit gets you Manitou, however you want to say it. I was right over here when I designed the Fighting Sioux logo. That was in 1999. Earl Strinden asked me to come up with one, so I sat down about a week. I had it done. I got sketches of different ones. I just did the one, and I showed it to Earl and said, good, we'll take it. As for the design of the guy, I just drew it out. When I started it, it was going to be something warrior type. Strong looking, brave, the purposeful look, the feathers for their honors of what they've done in life. Threw a little war paint on there. The war paint's for everyday struggles. Maybe having a cheerful disposition at work, maybe that's the struggle for you. Saying hi to someone you don't like, maybe. I'm still doing Fighting Sioux paintings for people, and I personalize them, whatever you want on it. So I guess the Sioux logo's been pretty kind to me. It's gratifying. You got to be thankful you get to do stuff like that. And then you just think about what you're going to do next. If they like it, that makes me feel pretty good. If you could explain the symbolism to them, I'm sure they'd feel a little different, I suppose, if you're there talking to them right there. If they can just look and admire maybe the skill and patience it took to do something like that. I want them to know I'm from Belcourt. I love the state, the good people you meet around here. I wouldn't want to be in New York or LA, you crazy? North Dakota, that's the place to be.
Funded by the North Dakota Council on the Arts and by the members of Prairie Public.